Hi everybody, this is Tormuse, and today I'm going to be playing a game called Lucy the Eternity She Wished For. Not exactly sure what to expect of this. This came recommended to me by Mattyd, and apparently it's a real tearjerker. I don't really know anything about it except it involves a character named Lucy who's like an android servant or something. So judging by the title, I'm assuming like she's a sentient android, and she's probably going to be mistreated by all the characters who look down on her because she's not a real person, so whatever. So I don't know what without further ado, let's just start this up. Yeah, I have no idea what the plot is for this except beyond three lots of robotics. That's pretty standard. A robot may not injure a human being or through inaction allow a human being to come to harm. Number 2, a robot must obey the orders given to it by the one possessing control or authority, except where such orders would conflict with the first law. And 3, a robot must protect its own existence as long as such protection does not conflict with the first or second law. That's lifted from Isaac Asimov's work there. I don't recall the line about control or authority being in the original laws, but whatever. October 12. You. Me? I guess? Is it waiting for my input? Oh, I guess it was waiting for me. Long Visual Arts Laboratory presents. Okay, we're getting some opening credits. Squared by SR. I'm not going to actually read all the credits. As I turn onto the main street, I reflexively cover my eyes. Neon signs are as blindingly bright as ever, and those animated holoverts are even worse. Whoever came up with the idea to add sound to those hollows should be shot. You're all giving me a headache. This place has really changed in the last few years. So our protagonist is a Luddite, I guess. He doesn't like technology. Anyway, Korea's really come up in the world. All around you can see signs of progress. Maybe a bit too fast, too soon. Maybe if I just close my eyes. Nope, nothing's changed. Doesn't look all that futuristic to me, but whatever. In fact, those signs look even brighter. Maybe I'm just feeling a bit out of it. Could be the weather. Change of scenery's in order. I'll take a shortcut home. Get away from this visual audio assault. Talk about holo ads made me think they were going to have a hyper-futuristic kind of scene there, but it looks more like modern day, but whatever. K Robotics Company Limited. Phew. Oh, I guess that's, yeah, I guess you is actually me. Or the protagonist. Anyway, that's better, just what the doctor ordered. I can still hear the noise in the distance, but at least it's faint now. Gotta admit, this place is a spooky vibe. No one's around, plus the area looks pretty run down. I've expected ghosts to pop out as I walk along. Still, my eyes sure appreciate the break. ... The massive building on this side catches my attention. K Robotics Company Limited. But that's what it says on the main gates. One of the biggest robotic manufacturers. They're world renowned. Even I've heard of them. They get a lot of news coverage, being a frequent topic around school as well. The company's claim to fame, I guess, are their advanced Android series. Around school? So we're in school, I guess? Not that I would know. Despite being bombarded by marketing everywhere, for me, I'm the kind of person who prefers analog clocks over digital. Hey, it's like biographical. Me too. Pianos over synthesizers, acoustic guitars over electric, and finally, real people over androids. Oh, he's going to be a dick towards Lucy, isn't he? Anyway, I spot what appears to be crumpled hills of metal in the distance. Yep, their junkyard is my shortcut home. Totally illegal, of course, so I don't intend to get caught. And more credits. So, yeah. So we've established that our protagonist is in school and doesn't like technology. It's kind of old-fashioned. Here we are. The scrapyard for all lost hopes and dreams. Everything here is automated. No one's watching the place. Well, there are these tin can like bots that scurry around like spiders. Probably sort through all these junk for any good stuff. And then there's a lone sentry bot. As long as they don't let him spot me, no alarm goes off. It's worked for me so far. After all, robots are fundamentally stupid. Like my classmate told me. That company's dumping ground. I heard you can find some real goodies from time to time. If you're lucky, that is. Sadly, I've scoped this place out on previous trips. So far, I've come up empty. Guess lady luck's not with me. Or I can't tell what's useful, as I'm not really a robophile. Knowing me, it's probably both. Whatever. Didn't come here for a treasure hunt anyway. Forget about the scrap. This is only a shortcut home. Coming through this place, I can shave off almost 10 minutes. Risky, but worth it. Worth it. That's sorry. It is funny. It's like, I might go to jail, but, 10 minutes. Oh well. I intentionally ignore the no trespassing signs scattered all over the place. However, today was different. As I started making my way through, something caught my eye. Is that ahead of me? I can barely make it out. Squinting, I come closer. It looks like... Wait, a person? A woman lying on the ground. She's not moving. Unconscious? Maybe she's hurt. Or something worse. Growing a bit concerned, I forget all about the sentry. Had I just stumbled upon a crime scene that might end up on tomorrow morning's headline news? She needs help. And since I'm the only one around... I dash towards the fallen maiden to lend assistance, but as I get close, I stop in my tracks. I had to do a double take. That's no woman. You gotta be kidding me. It's so close to the real deal. Two eyes closed tightly shut. Platinum-hued hair that seemed to almost sparkle. From afar it looks like a person, but up close there's no mistaking it. An android. Useless piece of junk. Don't scare me like that. Though I've never owned an android, I've seen quite a few around me. The newest models look like the real McCoy, at least from a distance. That's pretty advanced tech, scary advanced. To prevent confusion, androids are imprinted with serial codes. So it's that serial number on her abdomen there. Each model has its own unique number. Spot the android's code near its belly. I blow off the dust to get a better look. It reads PIM001. Number 1. With a design that I've never seen before. Oh, it's a prototype? Maybe it's a prototype. It looks brand new. If so, what's it doing here? Failed experiment? It's caked with dust from head to toe. All in all, it's a pretty sad sight. Oops. Ignore that in the corner there. Yeah, it's kind of off to a sad start. I mean, like I said, Mattyd tells me this is supposed to be like a really sad story. It's gonna make me cry. So like we're already off to kind of a sad start. The fact that our main character, I mean, aside from our protagonist, whose view we're taking the view of, it seems Lucy has been discarded as trash. So that's kind of sad in itself. But anyway, let's see how this goes. Elle also hasn't moved a single inch. Looks like it's out cold. Hey, wake up. Curiosity gets the better of me. I decide to test it out. Voice recognition is a standard feature for all androids nowadays. Let's see if it responds to my voice. ... Nope. Hey, say something. Still nothing. Come on, they're gonna cut you open at this rate. I deliver a light kick to the robot's leg. Oh. Upon contact, it starts to show a sign of life. Its arms spasm as the thing twirls out beeping sounds. Still pretty rigid. The scene looks like it was plucked straight out of an old sci-fi film. Looks like it's running on reserves power. I guess it's still got a bit of juice left. Those jittery movements are making me feel a bit nervous. The light in its eyes have yet to return. I begin to spot a pattern in its actions. It looks as if it's greeting me with a wave, trying desperately to get my attention. I glance around. I hear a screeching sound nearby, the sound of metal being crushed. It's probably those little robots doing their jobs. You can tell if they're close. They'll probably reach this place in less than 10 minutes. And shred this android into a million pieces. Its existence will soon come to an end. I kind of feel sorry for this thing. I began to sympathize with the robot, because I realized just how much trouble it was in. Despite being dusty, it's still in pretty good shape. Some polish would look pretty decent. Even in its current condition, the thing would still be in service. If so, why was it chucked? What happened to its product launch? Looking at it like that, it'd be a waste. All that hard work down the drain. Maybe with a bit of tinkering, I might be able to get it up and running again. Part of me was starting to pity the robot. What's it weird switches to past tense? But the other part was calling me an idiot. I don't need an android in the first place. Plus, I don't like them. To use one around the house, it's unthinkable. My father will be none too happy about it. I prefer classical music over rock, classic literature over pulp fiction, and finally humans over androids. Let's face it, I have no use for an android. Eventually this robot will be scrapped, the old parts recycled, the whole cycle starting anew. Guard robot, alert! Intruder detected. Damn it, I've been spotted by that guard robot, the most troublesome one. If I don't make a run for it, I'm screwed. Leaving would be the smart thing to do. I gotta go, see ya. You just gonna leave it? Just gonna leave her? Oh. Because he did just leave her. There's gotta be something wrong with me. Or did he? But smart's never been my strong suite. I think that's another typo. Strong suit. Now I'm lugging this thing home. I'm already starting to regret it. Back in my room, I try to scrub some of the filth off its chassis. I do the best I can with a rag soaked in water. Not too shabby. If I do say so myself. That'll have to do for now. Guess it makes sense the thing would be waterproof. So no harm done. Now for the next issue. How do I interact with this thing? Hey, you. Where its arms begin to flail. Respond. Where if you don't want to be thrown away again, just show me something. Anything besides flailing your arms? Take it that's a no? Where should have left you in the junkyard. Aw. This is somewhat aggravating. Like talking to a brick wall. This is why I hate machines. They're stupid. And this hunk of junk seems a few transistors short of a motherboard. Starting to get a little ticked off. Why do you even bother? Don't do something you might regret. This old saying has never been wrong. Okay, deep breath. Let's consider all possibilities. Maybe it's on reserve power. A recharge might do the trick. Grab a power cord and wait a minute. Hey, where am I supposed to plug this in? Good question. Never used an Android before, so obviously I wouldn't know. Maybe your nose? Probably not. Word. Is that 2 words for no? Maybe it's just my imagination, but I don't think it likes that prospect. Perhaps it's trying to tell me that I'm wrong. Imagine the android with an electric cord up its nose. It'd be quite a sight. Oh, we got a choice. Maybe I should save it then. Not that I'm expecting to reload, but looks like, oh, there are 10 pages of slots with 12 slots per page. Yeah, I'm gonna try plugging it in. Hopefully, protagonist is smart enough to not plug it into its nose, but let's see where this goes. Alright, come here, you. I approached the robot with a 220-volt plug in my hand. Now I could definitely tell that it was panicking. Out of pity, I decided not to push it further. Then how should I power this thing? Examine the robot carefully. Maybe I missed something. Huh? It's starting to jerk its body from side to side. Well, maybe you can ask her yes or no questions, and like that whirring seems to be a response. Whatever. Anyway, seems like it wants to turn around. Something on your back? Taking the hint, I check the back of its head. Let's see. What do we hear? There's a small compartment at the base of its neck. Remove its protective lid. These look like input ports. Bingo! Let's give it a go. Looping the power cable around, I plug it in.
메인 시스템起動. 성공.
Activating primary system success. I guess, is that Korean? Finally, we got liftoff.
어플리케이션 구동.
Initiating application startup. Attempt failed. Huh?
전력 부족.
Insufficient power
시스템
supply.
프로텍션 기동 중. 어플리케이션 구동 불가. 절전 모드로 이행.
System protection activate. Application startup process failed entering power saving mode.
경고.
Warning.
소유주가 등록되어 있지 않습니다.
No ownership records have been found.
5초 후
Initiating setup
소유주
failed.
등록에 들어갑니다. 5,
5,
4, 3,
3,
2,
2,
1.
1. Okay. Hearing the Korean is kind of cool, but I think. Can I turn that off? I think I'm just gonna turn the voice off, just because I'm like reading, so I'm reading it out loud anyway. What the heck is going on? Confirming voice recording. What the heck is going on? Save complete. What? Hold on a second. Frantically latch onto the robot. Scanning fingerprints. Pulse normal. Temperature normal. Save complete. Say what now? I could let go of the robot immediately. Retina scan in progress. Confirming. Save complete. Huh. Well, I guess the android belongs to me now. It's on a roll. I don't think it's about to stop anytime soon. Registering client ID. Please state your name. What's happening? Verifying your name. You just tell her your name is what's happening? Come on. What is happening your correct name? What do you think? Name verification failed. Re-registering client ID. Please state your name. Name verification failed. Do we get to choose a name or verification on hold? Save complete. Registration complete. Oh, we have a nameless protagonist, I guess. Abruptly, silence. Felt as if a tornado just ripped through the scene. I gripped my head in frustration. I really shouldn't have brought this thing home after all. This is already the third time regretting it today. Why do I keep punishing myself? The robot's facing me. His eyes still have that vacant look. Having a porcelain doll on the shelf. At least the creep factor has gone down a notch since it moved. I decided to throw a few questions at it. Hey, I'm going to ask you something, so listen up and try to answer. You can do that, right? His head tilts slightly to the side. I'll take that as a yes. Better than I expected given her track record. Moving on. Oh. Talk to the android or talk to myself? Guess I'll save it again. So I'm not going to talk to the android. Why would I talk to myself? So, what exactly are you? Error does not compute. You don't have a name? Model name, Lucy Valentine, PIM-001. Lucy Valentine. Okay. And what's the PIM stand for? Precision Instrument for Multipurposing, PIM-001. Lucy is a futuristic first-class model designed to be versatile in any scenario. Lucy is equipped with all the latest features. That's a mouthful. Versatile. Latest features. I wasn't expecting those words from a piece of junk that could only move its arms up and down a moment ago. In short, your name is Lucy Valentine? The android named Lucy is waiting for my next words. Let's try taking a closer look. Taking a closer look? Oh, I get to click on things? Okay. Looks as good as new after the wiping I gave it. Possesses an alluring visage and a slender figure. Regardless of gender, I have to admit that it truly is a beautiful design. Spot something on his left ear. A receiver? Robot looks like a teenage girl. Guess that's what they were aiming for. You can tell that a lot of effort has been put into creating this android, and even I can tell it's a premium model. It'd be a waste to throw it away. Is there anything else I can click on? I think she's the only thing I can click on. Take a close look at the android's eyes. They're blue and strikingly realistic. They look green to me. As expected from technology, one whole generation ahead of LED lights. Those eyes do look quite real. Suddenly those peepers shift over to me. Naturally I meet their gaze. The ocular compartment contains two high-performance cameras. Sorry. The ocular compartment contains two high-performance cameras, allowing object detection similar to human eyes. Is that so? I take it back. Creepy factor is still there. Decide not to look at them again. They make me feel uncomfortable. I think I did parse over this. I take a gander at the robot's moist, glossy lips. Okay, I guess it doesn't matter what part of her I click on. Hard to believe those belong to the same robo-clunky voice. Let's see if we can change that. What do you have in mind, Mr. Protagonist? What's the deal with your voice? Unable to utilize vocal unit. Lucy Valentine comes with 10 unique presets by default, each with a different voice and distinct personality. Using the pre-installed equalizers, Lucy is able to project all kinds of various sounds with ease. So I got 10 choices? No reply. Why can't you use them right now? Most features can only be activated during normal operation. During power-saving mode, Lucy is only able to utilize 5% of her total features. And this is just a recharger, obviously. Lucy requires more than 20% of remaining battery life for a normal operation. How long does it take for a full recharge? From 0% to approximately 8 hours in power-saving mode and 16 hours normally. Hope the electricity bill doesn't go through the roof. I can't believe I'm acting like a skinflint in front of a robot. That's just silly. Forget about power-saving mode. What's system protection mode? During system protection mode, virtually none of the included features are usable. It is essential to disable system protection mode to allow for normal operation. And how do we get to that? Unknown. Unknown? Come again? Unknown. The system protection mode only activates under certain circumstances. Further action is not recommended. Huh. So it's like some kind of safety feature? Listen, you talking toaster. I'm this close to throwing you out. Well, I'll have to take it to a repair shop first thing tomorrow. When is that place open again? She's still the only thing I can click on. I decided to take a look at the robot's ears. Through voice recognition technology, Lucy is able to analyze the volume and tone of speech to process one's emotions. I haven't asked you anything yet. Take a look at the body itself. The shirt's that midriff fashion. It's quite exposed overall. For male clientele, the chest area seems a little... Not that I care or anything. Can you move properly now? Full locomotion is imparted. Certain body components are malfunctioning. You know, like, she did just say she can't function in power saving mode with so low power, so... but whatever. Which ones are you talking about? Deltoid, anterior, deltoid, midlet, deltoid, posterior, pectoralis major clavicular, pectoralis major lateral, biceps medial, biceps lateral. So that's like front of the shoulder, middle shoulder, back shoulder, pectoralis major lateral. I guess the lateral aspect of pectoralis major, which goes up to the corner of the shoulder. Biceps medial and lateral. That's the two. I don't know if you can see that in the two heads of the biceps. Basically listing all of our muscles there. Okay, that's enough. What planet does this thing come from? From now on, try to keep things simple. Can you walk? Of course you can't walk. You just said she just isn't experiencing impairment in all her muscles, but whatever. Negative. Keeps getting better. Fixing it is the only option, it seems. You know, you could just be patient and wait the 8 hours for it to recharge. It just said that. Whatever. I think I'm starting to get the picture now. Let's do a little recap. First, this android's name is Lucy Valentine. Second, it's supposedly a top-of-the-line model. Third, as of now, it's no better than a talking tin can. And there you have it. No choice. Guess I'll take it in for repairs. Whatever. Not exactly rolling in greenbacks, but if worse comes to worse, maybe I can still pawn it for a little bit of change. It's not like I feel guilty about it or anything. Now, who will actually fix you? Heard of this antique shop that's close to my school. Maybe robot repairs on the side. Looks like they're my best bet. Pay them a visit tomorrow. But what time? Guess morning's the best option. Leave the robot with them and pick it up on my way home from school. And that's it for now. Try to save up some energy for tomorrow. Entering sleep mode in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That was a pretty fast shutdown. I groan as I reach out to catch its falling body. Wait, it was standing the whole time? Carefully place it against the wall and straighten out its clothes. Phew. What a day. I'm totally drained. Hope tomorrow will be more peaceful. I'm hoping our protagonist gets a bit of character development and, learns to be a little less of a dick towards her. But we'll see. And that's the 3 laws of robotics again. That seems like important foreshadowing. May 3, didn't it say October before? Did we just have a time jump? Is that a time jump forward or backward? Who's Doctor? I've endured this far with just one goal in mind. There hasn't been a single day where I could rest. It's become natural to go to bed at the crack of dawn. I don't recall the last time I've been home. Thinking back, it's been quite a long while. 15 years. 15 years have passed since I've started this project, but the end is near. 15 years of hard work and determination. After all this time, the fruits of my labor may finally be realized. How long have I yearned for this day? I've almost given up on you many times, but I've persevered and finally succeeded. I barely managed to hold back the tears. I remind myself that it's still too early to celebrate. I must restrain my exuberance. I'm teetering on the brink of complete exhaustion. I've been pushed physically and mentally to my limit. I've become a shell of my former self. The last 15 years have taken a huge toll on me. I cannot wait any longer. That is why. Please open your eyes. Lucy Valentine. Yeah, so I'm guessing this is a flashback here. Like Lucy being built. Few laws of robotics again. And looks like it's the same stuff again. They keep recapping these. I feel these are going to become significant in the plot later. October 13. Okay, so flash forward back again. If she was like this 15 years, like this doctor's long work, I wonder how did she end up getting discarded in a junkyard. There's gotta be a story there, I guess we'll find out. Tap, I shut off the alarm by reflex. I groggily get up to check the time. The clock reads 6:30 a.m. School starts at 8 sharp. Takes 30 minutes to get there, so I have about an extra hour. There's plenty of time left. I'm still feeling tired. Closing my eyes, I lie back down. I'm terrible at getting up in the morning. I have to give myself like 2 hours before I go out because I spend like an hour like slapping the snooze alarm over and over again. So I can relate. Anyway, I decided to catch some more Zeds. Uh-oh. Didn't you say you were going to drop Lucy off at the shop on the way to school? After a brief moment, I get back up. I realized I'd been forgetting something. Come to think of it, wasn't there I look around for the android. Uh-oh. Did she leave? Oh. And there it was. Dressed in provocative clothing, the tall nose, luscious lips, and hair glinting in silver, the android named Lucy came into my view. Lucy. So I call out to her, hi. I just referred to Lucy as her for the first time, instead of it. As I call out to her, I'm greeted by an immediate reaction. It seems to be, back to it again. It seems to be revving itself up. It mutters something and starts to rise off the floor. A robot with looks no different to those of a real person. Also with a pretty face to boot. Don't get the wrong idea. Just because it's attractive doesn't mean I'm interested, since it's a robot. In other words, it's like checking out a girl from a magazine. Except that feeling is amplified tenfold in this case. Although technology is improving, a huge gap remains between humans and robots. You can't approach a person like you would with a robot. No matter how close a robot could simulate a human being, machine and man will always be different. As I continue staring at the android, I think to myself, what kind of greeting should I be using here? Good morning? Did you sleep well? They all feel out of place. I decided to ask her about her condition. Yeah, the word her again. Her condition again instead. How are your battery levels? 100%, fully charged. No issues have been recorded. Good to know. I let out a yawn as I make my way over to the bathroom. Finishing up my morning ablutions, I dry myself up with a towel as I head downstairs. Do we really need this scene of the toilet there? Entering the living room. This background looks familiar. Sorry, I'm getting distracted here. When I was making my DDLC mod, I was looking through a whole bunch of free to use backgrounds. I remember seeing one like that. Maybe it was one that was similar to this. Maybe one is based on the other. I don't know. It just looks very similar. Anyway, entering the living room. Spot a couple of plain sandwiches on the table. Grab it when I start munching down. I guess his parents made this stuff for him. It's always the same sandwich from the convenience store across the street. While chewing, I glanced around the living room. My father's all he left for work. He always leaves early and returns late at night. So there are a couple of references to his father, but I don't think he's mentioned his mother. Actually, he typically spends the night at work. Also, I keep referring to protagonist as he, but I don't actually know the gender of the protagonist. But anyway. That's how it is around here. Head back to my room. Android is waiting for me in the exact same spot. Looks like it hasn't budged an inch. As expected from a robot. Putting that aside, I start to prepare for school. While packing my bag, I start to wonder if the robot has any magical self-regenerating abilities. Magical? How do you feel now that you're fully charged? Are you able to walk? Its head slowly turns to face me. Significant damage in the lower limbs. Unable to carry out normal operation. Repairs are required. Yeah. Keep things simple, remember? walking is not feasible in current state. Still, aren't you real pain? Anyway, I understand. I'm not even going to make the attempt to fix it myself. I'm way out of my depth here. See what happens once I take it to the repair shop. Just about finished packing. One thing left is the Android itself, so how am I going to lug this thing? How did you carry it here in the first place? Something I was kind of wondering. Place it in my bag. Sorry, hang on. How big is this Android? I was picturing it as being like, you know, human-sized, like you know, teenage girl kind of size. Like how big is this this person's backpack? I kind of envisioned him like just sling her over his shoulder or something, or you know, I guess maybe carrying in front would be easier. But in my backpack, I'm skeptical of that. I'm going to save it in any case. I don't know if these choices actually mean anything. But, yeah, carrying on my back seems like a better option. What do I know? Yes, there's no other choice. I kneel down, facing away from the robot. Facing... Okay. Alright, hop into my back. Tilts his head to the side, looking confused. After noticing that, I start to get a little irritated. If her legs aren't working, she might not be able to hop onto your back. But top of the line? Yeah, right. I'm supposed to explain every little thing? Listen up. Put your arms around my neck and climb onto my back. Can you do that? Follows my instructions to the letter. Confirm your request. Is this correct? Stop! I surrender. The strangling grip loosens. Strangling grip. I guess you should have been clearer in your instruction to put her hands around your neck. I collapsed to my knees in a coughing fit. I think I nearly blacked out there. Are you trying to murder me? There's no need to put that much force into it. Just do enough to not fall off. Honest to God, I thought it was a goner. Thing's got a steel vice chokehold. This Android should look to a world wrestling champion. Okay, let's try that again. Second time's the charm. Rising off the floor. I brace myself for the extra weight. Huh? Lo and behold, it was deceptively light. Well, you did carry her here, right? Yeah, whatever. I think I'm coming around to appreciating this first-class product. And liftoff. So I guess she's piggybacking on me? Anyway, weather's not too bad. Brisk autumn breeze is cool against my skin. I gladly inhale the crisp morning air, letting last night's stress melt away. The streets are still quiet, which is good. The less there are to see this, the better. Yeah, this would look awkward, especially with what I'm lugging on my back. Let's see here. Here's the repair shop. If memory serves, it should be about 15 minutes away, which is a relief. So I'm not really what you call a fit guy. Not sure I can schlep this thing much longer. Now this robot's fidgeting. Hold on tighter so you don't fall off. Be careful what orders you give. Feels like I'm scolding a child. Hey, stop moving around so much. I can feel the android through my clothes. Its texture feels surprisingly similar to humans. I noticed it yesterday, yet it managed to surprise me again today, and that's not the only thing. It's warm to the touch. Feels as if I'm carrying an actual person. Probably just its heating system. That would explain it. Wow, feels like a real person. I muttered to myself absent-mindedly. The thermometer is operating as normal. Say what? A thermometer allows Lucy to simulate human temperatures. Good to know. Motherboards and microprocessors consisting of various microchips. There must be thousands of those things inside a single android. The heat emanating from the machine is as warm as human skin, and it feels just like us. But it's not a real person, just an elaborate fake. Sometimes I fear what progress in technology would bring to the future. Do you know where we're headed? With a word, the robot shakes his head sideways. We're going to a place that'll get you fixed up. When they begin the repairs, you need to be still and quiet, so they won't be distracted. Do you understand? Hey, I'm asking if you understood. Say something. Maybe you took my command literally. I just hope it got my message. Letting out a frustrated sigh, I resume walking. It'll be about time for my classmates to head in. I begin to hurry so as to avoid running into anyone that might recognize me. I arrive at the place in an aching and huffing mess. Sure has the look of a small antiques shop, though mostly dealing in second-hand goods. They do dabble in robot repairs. Word is there's even a fixer who likes robotics. And that he's half decent. Sorry, I'm just getting distracted by my phone just a second here. Normally I wouldn't be caught in a place like this, but these are unusual circumstances. Does look a little run down. What? A customer already? Hold on a second. Talk about a grumpy demeanor. After a while, a man emerges from the back, scratching his head. And judging from that none too pleasant expression, pretty sure the guy's not an early riser. Still, stifling a yawn, he asks, "So, what can I do for you so early in the morning?" Able to move my arms, I gesture at the android draped over my back with my chin. Can you fix this? Is that an android? Okay. His business looks like he doesn't get very many androids. Wiping his tired eyes, he gazes intently at the robot. Let me see here. I don't think I've seen this model before. I spot a glint of curiosity in those sleepy, half-closed eyes of his. He walks over to take a closer look. Well, I'm stumped. I can't make it out. That's another typo. Make out the model. It's probably some obscure model from an unknown company, or it's never actually been released to the public. Where'd you get this, kid? Well, You gonna get a choice here? Should I be honest? You might call the cops on me, as what I did was clearly illegal. So, what should I say? Ooh. Ooh, decisions. So yeah, could get in trouble for, could get in trouble if I say found the junkyard, but this one's still sort of true. That one's silly. There's a moral choice or something. You know, I kind of lean towards honesty being the best policy, but this is still technically true, so I think I'm kind of leaning more towards that one. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how this game works exactly. If it's if like decisions I make now are going to affect it later. Like if I choose this, if it's gonna affect things later on. I'm gonna go with honesty. Found in the junkyard. Junkyard? You don't mean that company's junkyard. He tosses his thumb over his shoulder. Not exactly sure what he's referring to. I haven't seen any other junkyards around here, so yes, that's probably the one. You got some guts, kid. Hope you know how much the fines are. I know that anything in the world is free as long as you don't get caught. You're funny, kid. I like that. Well, guess he's cool with it. Wait a minute, what's this? Nasty frown forms on his face. Something wrong? Yeah, you could say that. Suddenly he starts fussing like a little kid. What kind of sicko would do this? Just look at it, the whole frame's ruined. won't even be able to move around properly on its own. He's right. Pretty sad of him to point that out. I guess he's the real deal after all. So you think you can fix it? That's not the main issue here. Something more important. What's that? You have the resolve to take proper care of an android. Resolve? Where'd this come from? Listen, androids break easily. They're fragile. They're sensitive. They're delicate. Do you get what I'm saying here? He emphasizes this point 3 times. That's how passionate he was about it. You can see that he really loves his robots, but at the same time, he's starting to freak me out. He continues to rant. To a lot of people, androids are nothing but fancy toys nowadays. I mean, those kinds of folks pay for my food and my bills, but whenever I hear about how they've been mistreating their androids, I tend to lose my temper. They don't understand how important these creatures really are to us. I really take a small step back. Creatures? This man just referred to androids as creatures? He's not right in the head. From time to time, there have been people who fall in love with androids. Not just carnal desire. I'm talking about people who are willing to spend the rest of their lives with androids, treating them as equals. It's a controversial topic. It's getting more discussion. It's an abnormality spawning from advancing civilization with constant innovation technology. As someone who's never seen it happen firsthand, I always refuse to believe it. I can't believe such people actually exist. Androids simply lacks the intellect to be paired up with a human being. Something but a glorified hunk of metal that can make our lives a bit easier. I'd rather spend my entire life with a monkey. These monkeys are actually living creatures, and they share many similarities with humans. This is my first-hand experience with such a case. I feel more disappointed than shocked. He seemed perfectly normal. I guess you just can't judge a book by its cover. I'll get it fixed, but you better treat it right. Got it? Really? I'm not the one who banged it up in the first place. Even so, I don't feel like it's worth starting an argument over. Let's just get this over with. Crystal. Yeah. What a great kid. At least you listen when someone tells you something. Since we're all chummy now, how about lowering your price? You didn't even name the price. Yeah, but whatever. Ha! Don't push your luck, kid. That was a full 180. So much for a budding friendship. You know what? Fine. Half price, since you're my first customer of the day. I'm relieved to hear that. Any discounts are most certainly welcome. Great, can you have it ready by the end of school? It's a pretty light day, so yeah, it's doable. Punches the numbers into his calculator. Then he shows me the results. He's planning on charging you only about this much. What do you think? I blank out for a bit. Uh-oh. There are a lot of video games that I've always wanted to buy. I also need to save up for new textbooks that I'll be using next year. This robot had better pay for itself. Fine, I'll pay when I come back. Pulling out my treasured pocket watch, I glanced at the time. Wasted way too much time here. An outdated gear clocker in this day and age. I like it. That's a nostalgic charm. I'm well aware that these types of watches are hard to find. More importantly, this is my personal way of rebelling against this continuously developing society. Hey, you piece of junk. Did you just call Lucy a piece of junk in front of the guy who just talked about how much he loves androids? Oh, whatever. Can't you hear me? No response. Finally decides to address it by name. Lucy. Your robot immediately reacts. What's with this thing? I'll be back after school. Behave yourself, alright? She's not going to understand the... if she needs, like, very specific commands, she's not going to understand a command to behave yourself. But whatever. The android wobbles its head back and forth. I'm hoping it understood me. And with that, I leave the shop. Should have given more specific instructions, like, you know, cooperate with repairs or something like that. Anyway, I hightail it towards my high school. I'm in second year. While running a movie I saw recently springs to mind. An old sci-fi flick set in the year 2050. All these oldies seem to be lacking in one thing: creativity. Few showcase large-scale space battles. Others would have flying vehicles soaring through the sky. Well, guess what? It's 2050. And we don't have moons. Oh, okay. It's 2050 and we don't have moon-sized starships or flying cars zipping around. People still walk to school, people still drive normal vehicles, people still ride bicycles and skateboards, some people still use old fountain pens or pocket watches like me. But there exists a single piece of technology that's become more prominent in our lives: androids. They're being used everywhere around the world. That's one thing these aged films got right. Morning bells snaps me from my reverie. I dash straight to my classroom. These refrain from running in the hallways. A janitor android scolds me as I rush past it. This type is facial recognition software to report any transgressor. Uh-oh. Like me, except I simply cover my face. And there's no record. You gotta know how to exploit the system. I've thwarted your facial recognition software. Safe. Bolstered by my recent victory, I strut towards my desk with a confident swagger. I notice that the teacher's not in yet. I plunk down my seat while it's still huffing. That was pretty close. You sleep in again? That concern-filled voice. It's coming from the guy sitting next to me. Hey, the character. Clever-looking fellow. People usually refer to him by his nickname, Dr. Gears. It's because he's a real geek with a burning passion for robots. I, on the other hand, despise robots, and while I'd label myself an introvert, he's very approachable and outgoing. Moreover, our tastes and hobbies differ quite a lot. You'd think we'd have nothing to do with each other. But, as I say, opposites attract. I know, weird, right? No, I just had some business to take care of. Really? This early in the morning? It's a long story. I'm cut short. By middle-aged man making his entry, our teacher. Female assistant android trails behind. Let's talk about this later. I send him a signal. He returns the thumbs up. Lunchtime rolls by. I take out my freshly bought pieces of bread. Dr. Gears does likewise with a very appealing lunchbox. Two desks have been joined together. On mine there are a couple of pieces of fried croquettes with a carton of chocolate milk. My friend, on the other hand, has quite a tasty spread on his, which he seems to be enjoying immensely. I've heard that his maid android makes it for him every morning, and the food doesn't look half bad. Then again, anything looks better to a poor schmuck like me who eats bread every day. So we established our protagonist is poor as well, and he has a rich friend, basically. Problem with your food, or... Never mind. Problem indeed. Bite down on the croquette. Delicately piercing its golden, crisply warm surface, a savory scent wafts forth. The sweet flavor of the dough mingles with the tantalizing aroma, creating a heavenly mixture. That's not all. The creme inside unleashes its softness as it slowly melts upon my tongue. For the vegetables in the mixture provide a strong, rich flavor. The eggs and mashed potatoes join the fray by pleasantly blending in with the other ingredients. Okay, so our protagonist is a foodie, I guess? This refined taste, it must be. Had you going there, didn't I? Setting aside the sad excuse for rubber substitute. Okay. I pose a question to Dr. Gears. By the way, didn't you once tell me that you have a lot of androids at home? Huh? Yeah, around 6, I think. Yeah, so he really is rich. That's a high number. The household can't afford that many. Rumors that Gears from a well-to-do family. Why a sudden interest? It's nothing. Oh, wait a minute. He starts grinning like an idiot. Hey, your food's falling out of your mouth, you know. You've taken a liking to androids, haven't you? So you're calling off this little war of ours? More like a temporary truce. Good enough? It is simply amazing, you know. Truly the greatest invention that science has developed since the beginning of mankind. Quite a few types. My favorite's the maid models. They take care of the chores and really know how to cook. On top of that, the female ones are all pretty cute. Sometimes I find myself admiring their beauty. You got one sick twist of mine, Gears. Tisk, tisk, don't you know that people can achieve inner peace with beauty? Proven by science, you know. I shake my head wearily. I do admire his enthusiasm over something so petty, though, really. Look, it's what's on the inside that counts. What are you talking about? Appearances don't matter. I think it's another typo. Appearances don't matter. It's still a crummy, stupid robot. Here's an example using people. Let's say there's a person with a pretty face, but he's a man. Does the fact that he's got a woman's face change anything? Is this some kind of transphobic nonsense here? What's going on here? Screw you. This sounds like some transphobic nonsense. Likewise, even if I see a beautiful android, it's ultimately a robot, its aesthetics don't matter anymore. It just becomes an illusion. What I'm trying to say is that even if a robot acts like a person, it's not. Therefore, all robots are the same to me, and I dislike them all. Well, like I said, I mean, I already knew the protagonist is a dick, so it's just add a bit of transphobia to the to his character trace. Anyway, guess you still haven't changed your mind. There has to be a reason why you brought it up, right? Normally you would never talk about it. Well, yeah. If you're looking to buy one, I'm here for you, man. I'll make sure to fill you in on everything you need to know. I'm telling you, you'll be making the greatest purchase of your life. Response hurt my cheeks in embarrassment. I'm not exactly looking to buy one. Could it be you're worried about the price, my friend? Don't worry. I have some connections, so I'll let you have one dirt cheap. As long as I'm with you, there won't be any problems. No, it's not that. There's no need to buy one. Just what do you mean by that? Fidgeting awkwardly, I wonder if I should tell everything. I found one somewhere. Found what? An android. You found an android? Yeah. Where? At the I thought there's gonna be another choice. Might not want to say that when there's so many witnesses around, but whatever. At the junkyard. Holy, you lucky bastard. It's something like an IDX 358? Or 455? What model is it? Something that starts with a P? I can't remember. Someone told me it's a pretty recent model, but I haven't seen anything impressive yet. Might as well give it some time though, it was free after all. Now you've made me curious. I'll be sure to pay you a visit soon. He paused for a moment before continuing as if he's trying to change the subject. Well, I'm certainly happy that you've taken interest in androids, but what? But you should be careful. But what? You've seen it on TV, right? People who are obsessed with androids, they say it gets really tough to deal with as time goes on. Robots are robots. Humans are humans. You should never forget this boundary between them. Robots are mere tools designed to make our lives easier. Okay, this is informing us of Dr. Gear's character now. What he thinks of them. I was starting to wonder if he's going to be another one of those people that was alluded to earlier that falls in love with androids or whatever. But I guess he's someone else who also sees them as just mere servants and tools. Anyway, moving on. Nothing more, nothing less. Me being struck by lightning is more likely. Fall in love with a robot? That's just crazy. I know. Of course, I don't expect it to happen to you of all people, but better safe than sorry. Better safe than sorry. Alright, I'll keep it in mind. He nods in response. Before I knew it, the day's last class finally came. Alas, another monotonous day of school is coming to a close. It feels like this lecture is lasting all eternity. It's like I'm stuck in molasses. The chalkboard is filled with scribbles that are barely decipherable, making it very hard to understand the lesson, which is painful enough already. Ugh. Can't take it anymore. Teacher's also awful at explaining things. His words go through one ear and right out the other. Unable to hold back the incoming fatigue, I let out a small yawn, and glancing around, looks like no one's doing much better. All these mediocre teachers have one thing in common, their teaching method. It's way too convoluted. A bunch of rotten snobs, that's what they are. Practice is so grumpy. And yet, time marches on. The teacher's dreadful onslaught of words ultimately comes to an end. Watching a politician's speech is more riveting in comparison. All that's left now is to go home. Time to get out of this place. Pack my belongings hurriedly. Waving goodbye to Dr. Gear as I start to head home. Okay, we're coming up to an hour into this thing, into this video, so wait, I didn't realize something. I think this is a good time to end this. I'm just gonna save that, and I'm gonna come back to this later. Okay, so we're off to interesting start. We've got Lucy, and we're finding out character traits of our protagonist and friend Dr. Gears, and getting an idea of public perceptions of the androids and so forth. And just to see where this goes. So yeah, so I think that's the end of this video here. Until next time.